Hi students, in last videos we discussed about asexual reproduction from the chapter How do organisms reproduce, and we also discussed about different types of asexual reproduction such as fission, budding, regeneration, fragmentation, spore formation and vegetative propagation. And today we are going to discuss about sexual reproduction. So what is sexual reproduction? It is a mode of reproduction in which new individuals are formed from two parents. New individuals are formed from two parents. That is, fusion between male and female gametes give rise to new organisms. Yes, or that means in the case of sexual reproduction, it requires two parents, that is the male and female. And we already learned in our lower classes what is the male and female, that is the egg and sperm. And the egg and sperm join or fuse to form entirely new organisms, that is the babies or the offsprings. And we know that the offsprings are different from the parent organisms. Yes, that means new individuals are not identical to the parents, but few characters we receive from our parents, right? And some characters may be new also, that is variation. Yes, so you may be resembling your parents. Some features of you may be resembling your parents, right? So certain characters we receive from our parents, and some characters may be there which may be new also. That means there comes variation. Yes, and this process creates a variety, that is the sexual reproduction creates a variety of genetic makeup which is the driving force behind evolution. That means as in the sexual reproduction there is a fusion of male and female, two individuals. So there is lots of variety in genetic makeup. Yes, so what is actually the need of sexual reproduction? So it incorporates variation in species, which in turn ensures survival of that species. That means evolution of new species, which helps them to adjust better to the environment. And sexual reproduction produces a greater chance of variation within a species than asexual reproduction. Means what? We know that in the case of asexual reproduction, there involves only one parent, right? So whatever the asexual reproduction, they results in the offsprings in such cases that are genetically identical to the parent, because only one parent is being involved in that. But in the case of sexual reproduction, as we know, there is a fusion of male and female, two individuals, right? So sexual reproductions results in offsprings that are genetically different to the parents. Yes, so this variation improves the chances that a species will adapt to its environment and survive. So variation we already discussed in our previous video. It's very helps the organisms or the species to adapt better to their environment and survive. Yes, and after all this incorporation happens also, that means the variation comes, right? That means the fusion of male and female occurs. See, we individuals in a species have its own uniqueness, yes or no? For example, human being itself, we all have the same type of features or basic structures are same, but are we the exact? No, right? So we are looking different. So the word uniqueness is possible only in the case of sexual reproduction. Yes, so there comes the word again, the DNA copying. We already discussed this. Yes, the DNA copying is an important concept behind the sexual reproduction. We know that for the formation of a building, yes, there needs a blueprint. In the same way, in the living organisms, the blueprint is formed, that is the DNA. So what is DNA? Yes, deoxyribonucleic acid. Yes, so DNA of the parents get copied, right? That is the male and female combined to form DNA of new organisms. That is why we are talking about the variations. So DNA copying never be accurate. That is why variation occurs or variation arises. Yes. So where is the DNA located? Yes, in the cells we know nucleus is there. Nucleolus, in that the thread-like structures, chromosomes are there present. And we know that number of chromosomes in a species, it is fixed. And in case of humans, it is the 46. Okay, so here you can see the sperm as well as the egg, that is the male as well as the female. They will fuse and they will form the fertilized egg. Okay, and we receive certain characters based from our parents too, like certain characters, that certain trait that which shows depends upon which gene or a gene pair is stronger. That means which we receive from our father or mother. For example, our eye color or hair or our any characters which we receive from our parents. And what are the advantages of sexual reproduction? Yes, already the one important advantages is what? That increases the genetic variability in organism of the same species even within the offsprings of one couple. That means variations. And it in the long run allows the best adaptation to widespread within a species, especially in changing circumstances. And we know that the climatic changes is been happening daily. Yes, day by day. Now itself we can feel, if one day itself rain is not, how much hot it is there, right? So our body will get more adapted if there comes variations. And variability of organisms within a species guarantee that a higher proportion will survive in perilous circumstances. What is perilous circumstances? Dangerous. That means they will be able to adjust to any of the climatic conditions. Okay, so we already know what is the specialized cells or the gametes or the sex cells. So sex cells, that is the gametes, that is male and female. So what are gametes? That is the sex cells, that is known as gametes, that is the male and female. It is also known as germ cells. And in some organisms, male and female gametes are identical to each other, but in some other case it may be different to each other also. Okay, and male gametes, they are motile, they are capable of moving, but female gametes, they mainly stores the food storage. Okay, and fusion of these male and female gametes will give rise to new organisms. Okay, so this is all about the introductory part of sexual reproduction. And next we will be discussing about, we need to study about sexual reproduction in flowering plants as well as in human beings in detail, which will be discussed in the coming videos. Okay, thank you.